It's the summer of 2025, and 32 of the world's best football clubs step onto American soil, not for preseason friendlies, not for meaningless exhibition tours, but to fight for a title that could, in time, rival the UEFA Champions League, a tournament not just of champions, but of ambitions. Welcome to the FIFA Club World Cup, bigger, louder, and potentially more transformative than anything we've seen before in global football. But don't be fooled. This isn't just about football. Behind the clean passes and choreographed celebrations lies something much deeper, a silent war for control over the soul of the sport. A shift so powerful that, if successful, it could permanently redraw the map of footballing influence, finance, and fandom. This isn't just another tournament, this is FIFA's boldest move yet, and it might just change football forever. To understand why this matters, you have to rewind the clock. Back in 1960, when the Intercontinental Cup was born, just two teams, Europe versus South America, a gentleman's duel between continents. But as football's commercial appeal exploded, so did the desire to globalize. FIFA's first attempt at a Club World Cup came in 2000, but it stumbled out of the gate. Poor planning, low interest, and awkward scheduling meant the vision never caught fire. A 2005 revival saw modest improvements, but it remained a niche event, dominated almost exclusively by European clubs, who treated it more like a postscript than a priority. Fast forward to now. FIFA isn't just reviving the Club World Cup, they're reimagining it. 32 teams, a 4-year cycle, a format resembling the crown jewel of international football, the FIFA World Cup itself. Group stages, knockouts, a month-long narrative. This time it's not a footnote, it's a headliner. And the stage is set in the United States, a country where soccer is no longer the outsider. With world-class infrastructure, a passionate fan base that proved itself during the 2022 World Cup, and the 2026 FIFA World Cup just around the corner, the US is the perfect launchpad. Major League Soccer has transformed from a retirement league into a legitimate destination for global talent, attracting players in their prime rather than their twilight years. American soccer infrastructure now rivals Europe's finest, with venues like MetLife Stadium and Mercedes-Benz Stadium providing backdrops worthy of football's biggest moments. But why now? Why here? And why so big? The answer is simple: power. For decades, UEFA's Champions League has been the untouchable throne of club football. The glamour, the drama, the money. It's where reputations are made, legends are born, and billions of euros are circulated every season. The iconic anthem alone sends shivers down spines across continents. Real Madrid's record 14 European titles, Barcelona's tiki-taka masterpieces, Liverpool's miraculous Istanbul comeback. These moments have defined modern football culture and created the template for sporting greatness. But FIFA, the global governing body, wants a bigger slice of that pie. With the new Club World Cup, they're not just offering an alternative, they're challenging the entire status quo. This is a strategic power play, masked in the language of global growth and inclusion. FIFA is positioning this as football's true world championship: European, Asian, African, American, and Oceanian clubs, all on equal footing. It's a compelling narrative and a politically savvy one that resonates with FIFA's diverse global membership of 211 nations. While UEFA's elite has long hoarded the spotlight, collecting the lion's share of global football revenue and media attention, this tournament opens the door for new heroes to emerge from unexpected corners of the football world. Clubs like Al Ahly from Egypt, with their passionate Cairo support and rich continental history, Ulsan Hyundai from South Korea, representing the tactical discipline of Asian football, and León from Mexico, embodying the technical flair of CONCACAF, finally get to share the same arena as Real Madrid and Manchester City, not in a ceremonial way, but competitively, tangibly, with genuine stakes attached to every match. But let's not kid ourselves, FIFA has more than just football's best interests at heart. Behind the global unity rhetoric lies a $1 billion prize pool. Broadcast rights secured with DAZN, backed by Saudi capital. Strategic deals are designed not only to boost access, but also to cement financial leverage. Every free stream, every sponsor, every travel package. It's a meticulously crafted ecosystem aimed at decentralizing football's wealth and recentralizing its control under FIFA. This puts UEFA in a precarious position. Their top clubs stand to earn significant revenue from the Club World Cup, potentially weakening UEFA's grip just years after surviving the threat of a breakaway Super League. If the money's good, loyalty becomes optional. That's the uncomfortable truth FIFA is banking on. And there's another piece to this puzzle. Football is saturated beyond reasonable limits, calendars bursting at the seams with obligations that stretch athletes to their breaking points. Tournaments on top of tournaments in an endless commercial cycle. League games, cup games, international breaks, qualifiers, Nations League fixtures, the list grows longer each season. For the players, it's relentless, with virtually no meaningful rest periods built into their annual schedules. This summer event, crammed between domestic seasons and international fixtures, offers virtually no rest for bodies already pushed to their limits. It's a logistical nightmare for athlete health and well-being that prioritizes commercial interests over player welfare. Player unions across multiple continents have raised increasingly urgent alarms about fixture congestion and its long-term consequences. Coaches express growing concern about managing squad fitness across impossibly demanding schedules. Some stars, like Real Madrid's Federico Valverde, have publicly voiced their exhaustion with the endless tournament cycle, breaking the traditional silence surrounding player complaints about scheduling demands. The modern footballer is expected to be machine-like, resilient, tireless, and available, but they're not machines. They're human. Adding another high-stakes tournament could push many beyond their limits. And for what? Another trophy? Another broadcast? Another billion? Then fans of football's lifeblood are starting to question. Does every game matter when there are too many to follow? Does prestige mean anything when it's mass-produced? The Club World Cup avoids the backlash the Super League provoked, but skepticism lingers. Some see opportunity, others see bloat. And yet, underneath all the commercial noise, something fascinating is happening. The expansion to 32 clubs is more than a spectacle. It's a storytelling revolution. Regional styles, cultural football identities, and tactical philosophies, suddenly they're all visible on one shared stage. The Brazilian flair of Flamengo, the defensive rigidity of Asian champions, the high-pressing urgency of MLS teams, football, once siloed, now collides in full view. This creates new stakes, new rivalries, and new dreams. Imagine a North American side knocking out a European titan. Picture an African club making a deep run. The implications are immense, not just for bragging rights, but for scouting, player evaluations, and global market confidence. Emerging talents will have a springboard to stardom. Clubs that were once footnotes on betting slips may become household names. It's also a media goldmine. With every match streamed globally, the storytelling doesn't stop when the whistle blows. Memes, debates, highlights, fantasy picks, fan culture go 24/7. This isn't just football, it's content, and content drives everything. For clubs outside Europe, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Global exposure, elevated prestige, a chance at legacy, not just money, but meaning. If a club from Africa or Asia reaches the final, let alone wins, it would shatter the long-standing hierarchy and offer inspiration to millions across their regions. It would redefine the possibilities of global football. And that brings us to domestic leagues worldwide, where the ripple effects promise to be genuinely profound. Federations in Africa, Asia, and the Americas may restructure seasons, invest heavily in infrastructure development, and bolster academies to remain competitive on the global stage. As these leagues strengthen through increased investment and international attention, they become more attractive not only to fans, but also to investors, brands, and media platforms seeking new markets and compelling storylines. Football becomes truly multipolar, with power distributed more evenly across continents. But there are risks. Competitive balance could erode if European clubs, already richer, rake in even more revenue from this tournament. Smaller clubs might get left behind, and domestic competitions could suffer. The very structure that made football beautifully chaotic could become stratified and predictable. Prize money, distributed unevenly, could widen the chasm it claims to bridge. And let's not ignore the geopolitical undertones. With Saudi investments flowing through media rights and sponsorship deals and global tournaments increasingly influenced by state-driven agendas, football governance is becoming a proxy battlefield for international soft power. The Club World Cup is no exception. Where the money comes from and where it flows is as political as it is financial. This isn't just a tournament, it's a test of systems, of sustainability, of whether football can be truly global without losing its soul. And yet, despite all the corporate maneuvering, there's still magic here. Because, at its best, football isn't about politics or profits. It's about moments, a wonder goal from an underdog, a dramatic penalty shootout, a captain lifting a trophy no one thought possible. The 2025 Club World Cup may bring us that magic. It may show a new generation of fans that greatness doesn't only wear the badges of Madrid, Munich, or Manchester, that somewhere in Casablanca, Seoul, or Monterrey, greatness lives too. In the end, the question isn't whether the FIFA Club World Cup will succeed in its debut. It's whether it can endure, whether it will remain a spectacle or become a symbol of football's true globalization, of fairer access to the sport's highest stages, of balance between commercial ambition and competitive integrity. Because if FIFA gets this right, if the tournament delivers both meaning and money, it could change the entire architecture of club football. UEFA's dominance might be checked, domestic leagues might evolve, player pathways might diversify, and fans might discover that the next football giant doesn't live in Europe but is rising elsewhere, hungry for a seat at the table. This isn't just the start of a new tournament, it might be the start of a new era. How the FIFA Club World Cup changes football forever depends on how the world responds, but one thing is clear, it won't be ignored.